Welcome to Be Inspired to Be Inspired, where everything behind you is why you are here today. All right. Thank you for tuning in today. Today's topic is the choice is yours, meaning, I've come across two types of people in life, and those two types of people are positive people with great energy and negative people with, oh my goodness, energy that can be quite draining. And, that same type of energy that you can see in others sometimes manifest in our own selves. So today I have the lovely Shakari Allman, who is also going to share with us how she breaks free from, negative people and the goodness that she receives from positive people, but also on the same token, how she deals with that positive and negative energy internally. Shakari, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you so much for having me on the show. I really do appreciate it. And I hope I have something to say that people would like to hear, because it's really just mostly going to be about myself. And I'm praying that other people can identify with some of the challenges and some of the things that I go through, as there's nothing necessarily extraordinary about me except for hard work. And so, one of the things that you touched on was about negative and positive people, and how on one side we are all positive, right? All of us have something good, something positive, um, something that is progressive inside of ourselves. And then on the other side, we all have this negativity, this other voice that can actually damage our emotions internally and damage our own self-awareness and self-esteem, um, as we navigate and traverse the earth, right? Um, and so I guess I will say, in my experience in dealing with positive people, they tend to always see a silver lining in any situation. These are
So,
people. Oh, yes, sorry. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. No. Don't be sorry. So, Shakari, so would you say that the positive people are optimistic and they have a positive, um, a positive expectation no matter what the outcome would be?
Yeah, I would agree with that. Because it's kind of like half glass full or half glass empty type of outlook on life, and then it's also, and that a key word that you mentioned was expectation. I think that some people allow their expectations to run away with them. It's like you come home, you expect a hot dinner on the stove or a hot dinner on the table, and then when you don't get that expectation, what happens? You potentially could have the opportunity to become negative right in that moment. That's an inflection moment where you have to think to
Great
yourself,
example.
which way should I go? You know, um, and we make choices every day on which way we want to go. So if your expectation is not met, um are you going to damage the relationship further, or are you going to look for ways to manage your expectation, because it was you who expected this, you know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
like, what grace and mercy can be given to others when your expectations aren't met? And I think that
Mm-hmm.
that's something that positive people constantly think about. They're constantly making sure that they're checking themselves and their expectations of others.
So you would say that they take the necessary actions to produce the desired results that they want.
They try.
Okay.
They try, because it's hard to manipulate people. People
Mm-hmm.
think that that's an easy, and the most skilled manipulators know that they can do it, but people in general are unpredictable. So you can
Okay.
try as best you can to manipulate situations, but once it's out of your control, it could become a snowball effect.
Mm-hmm.
So even when it is out of your control, how do you remain positive then still? You've
Mhm.
manipulated or done all you can do up to a point, and after that, it's no longer yours. And you
Mhm.
still have to find the urge and the willpower to stay positive.
Okay. And most positive people are outgoing, unselfish, enthusiastic, respectful, and pleasant to be around, right? So if you take that positive energy and it's something totally different, the opposite of positive is what? Negative. So, how has, what examples can you give in your life where you have had to change negative perspective to be positive?
Hmm. To change a negative perspective to be positive. Well, I think I'm trying to think of a great example. I would say that, even just in working with my colleagues on the different teams that I work on, sometimes we don't always agree. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes some of the biases that come into play when it comes to us making decisions on how we should move. And this
Mm-hmm.
and one important piece on understanding that is that everyone has a bias, including myself. Every person has a bias because these biases come with interactions with others, and
Mm-hmm.
it comes with your history with others, and that helps promote these biases. So therefore, we have to manage that in a way where it's always being checked, and but also speaking life to situations, if you understand what I mean. Because when we're
Mm-hmm.
dealing with teams where you have to make decisions for others and you have that bias, then that can suck the energy and suck the positivity and suck the life right out of any decision or any choice you
Mm-hmm.
decide to make as a team. And I think that one of the ways in which I help combat that is I bring data, I bring evidence. So
Mm-hmm.
if I need to sway decisions or sway perceptions of what's happening, I bring the truth to the table. And this is
Okay.
irrefutable evidence that these things occur or that these things do not occur, to help
Okay.
influence some of that negativity into the direction in which we need to go.
Okay, that's great. That's so great. And that is showing how, you can change the narrative in an everyday work related lifestyle.
Yes.
But let's talk about on a personal level, a more personal level. You know, can you give us an example as to what does Sha'Carri do on a regular basis to stay positive and to stay on that journey of, um, being respectful and kind to other people, even if it's a challenging situation?
Well, first of all, I will tell you it's very hard. It is hard and it is draining to remain positive because our brains naturally want to go to worst case scenarios for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
Mm-hmm.
that um, one of the key tactics that I have used in the past is I've gotten really close to God, really close to understanding what that is in my life and every day. Now, what you call it is up to you, because I do believe that God can come in whatever form, shape, or fashion you need in order for him to relate to you and you to relate to him. So
Mm-hmm.
call it what you will, but it's still the same force and that same power that you can manipulate and use every single day, manipulate within your own life. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the things that I really got in touch with, and used it in a practical way, not the wish-washy there's demons and angels, and not even taking it to that level in a everyday life. When you come to an inflection point where you have to decide, do I think about this in a negative way, because it all starts with thinking. How you
Mm-hmm.
feel, right, influences your thoughts. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you need to check your emotions. And so naming emotions is one of the ways that helps me stay positive. Okay, so
Okay.
it's like if somebody is making me mad, why am I? First of all, I have to acknowledge that I'm mad, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
the second thing I have to acknowledge is, well, why am I mad? What is this
Okay.
really about? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And then the third thing is, what do I need to do to remove this from myself? This feeling from myself?
Mm-hmm.
Because it may have nothing to do with the other person. It's
Mm-hmm.
probably all me and how I looked at a situation. And then that's where God comes in, because he gives that discernment. Was this meant for harm, or are you taking this personally? He even
Mm-hmm.
can send people to you that you can talk to about this. And then that brings me to maybe a third and fourth thing. Get a mentor.
So I hear you saying that some of the things that, so one thing I do hear you saying is, and you correct me if I'm wrong, sending people to you. Would you say those people are mentors in your life that help you to stay positive and motivated, to make the choice that's best for you?
Yeah. Because and the reason why I say it's being sent to you is because sometimes when you go out and you start running your mouth about what you're upset about, what's disgruntled for you, why you pissed off at the job today, why your spouse ain't doing this today, you could put that on
Mm-hmm.
ears that would ruin you.
Mm-hmm.
If you tell that type of information to the wrong person, they will run and tell it to whoever else is willing to listen, and that
Mm-hmm.
could ruin you. So he has to send those trusted people,
Mm-hmm.
and you will know them because this is someone who never betrayed your trust. This is someone
Mm-hmm.
who every time you went to them, you never heard your information out in the street again. This is someone who they give you the real advice, not the one you want to hear, but the one that
Mm-hmm.
is, girl, you overreacting. Maybe you shouldn't have said that. These are the
Awesome.
people who are being sent to help monitor, to help you remain self-aware of what you're projecting into the world, how others see you, how others view you. And that helps
Mm-hmm.
control positive and negative impacts in your life. It really does. And when you start to listen to those people, you can really start to manipulate and control your own positive and negative impacts in your life, because we can't possibly know everything. It's not for us to know. That's why you need others. I
All right.
thank you.
That is just wonderful. Very good. So, what I take from this, what we take from this today is that, you try to look for the positive when faced with negative situations. Would you agree?
Yes, definitely.
Um, and avoid all negative thoughts and replace them with positive affirmations.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And to stay focused on your goals and objectives no matter what.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this is wonderful, wonderful. And is there anything else that you could leave us with today in closing?
I would say be kind to one another, respect and love one another. That's it.
All right. We thank you so much for being a part of Be Inspired to Be Inspired.
Thank you.
Thank you.